what's up? Dynasty with another MultiVersus video, and I think we should start dubbing these videos hashtag Tony Talks, because we're going to be going through Tony from Player First Games' Twitter, because Tony is still answering questions from you guys, the community, about, you guessed it, MultiVersus. And today, got some more tweets from Tony that aren't necessarily too groundbreaking, but he did confirm a few things, including a ranked mode dropping with MultiVersus. Stat tracking is also going to be a thing for this game as well. Tony does talk about the, I guess you can say, the base roster launch character count, kind of, a few times in these tweets. It seems like it's open-ended, which is really exciting stuff. Talks about also an actual tag team mode, not just your standard 2v2 and MultiVersus, so a bit of things to discuss. So with that said, if you're excited for this game, you're excited for another episode of hashtag Tony Talk, let's get into it. So first things first, ranked mode confirmed. Eloy on Twitter said, hey Tony, does this game have a ranked mode? To that, Tony says, yes, we are planning a ranked mode. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, about the ranked mode, the system, sadly, not too much details about that, because when asked, hey, is this going to have a typical bronze to diamond, or are you guys going to have your own ranking system? To that, Tony simply said, thanks for the question, but we're still working out the details. So at this point in time, ranked mode confirmed, but we don't know exactly how it's going to be implemented. Just make sure it's not as sweaty as Kombat League, Tony, and I think we'll be good to go. Now, like I mentioned also, stat tracking is confirmed, because Sean Moore over on Twitter asked Tony, hey, is this game going to have fighting data for each fighter, similar to like Smash Bros, your character statistics, your wins, KOs, damage given, taken, your losses, your dubs? How's that going to work for MultiVersus? To that, Tony said, we'll have stat tracking in some form, but we haven't revealed that yet. Thanks for the question. So again, it sucks because they have it, we just don't know how in-depth the stat tracking's gonna get. Hopefully it's on par with every other fighter that came out within the last couple of years, because kind of think that's like the standard now. I need somebody to ask Tony if we're gonna have replays. One of you guys, let's ask Tony, will we get replays? I think like along with stat tracking, replays are also a big thing to attach to your profile. So hopefully, along with stat tracking, we get some replays too. Tony, answer that for me, please. I love you. Next up, Bugs on Twitter asked Tony about more original characters like Rain Dog. Will we see any more MultiVersus? And to that, Tony said it's possible, but we'll see. So I'm gonna say the door's open, but I don't know. Maybe the big boss is an original big boss, because again, I think a couple weeks ago there was a question asked about villains, and Tony was really tight-lipped about that. I'm hoping that maybe the main big bad for this game's also an original character. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe not, but we'll have to wait and see about more original characters, but at the very least, Rain Dog. Next up, Bulma and friends had not one but two questions for Tony. The first one being, are there going to be stage hazards for MultiVersus? If so, is there an option to turn them off? Also, are there going to be movie tie-in skins of different voices for characters, like the Batman skin for Batman, for example? To that, Tony said, if players want those options, we'll give it to them, but we'll have to wait and see. Two birds, one stone to both of those. I really hope stage hazards are a thing. I think that just makes everything a bit more hectic, and for platform fighters, I feel like that's kind of like the best part about platform fighters, the hectic craziness of it all. So I'm hoping stage hazards are a thing. It'd be really nice to, I don't know, step on like Daffy Duck's duck bill and he just bites your foot off or something. Fatality, not really, but you get my point. I think stage hazards just keep the game fresh and unpredictable, and that's, again, when I play a platform fighter, I'm not necessarily playing competitively, I'm playing for fun. That just kind of adds to the experience, at least for me. But then again, I kind of also like custom combat and all the crazy modifiers and Towers of Time and MK11. So, to each their own. But yes, movie tie-in skins. That seems like a no-brainer. That WB's gotta do that. It's gotta happen. If we demand the skin, it's gonna happen. We will have the Vampire Batman in MultiVersus. I promise. It's gonna happen. In the same vein as the second part of the last question, Yusuf on Twitter said, hey Tony, I have a question about MultiVersus. Will the Batman suits in the Batcave stage be playable? I think there's like 4 at the very top of the map. To that, Tony said, there will be a number of playable Batman suits. We'll keep adding more. Thanks for the question. So, boom, you see? Batman always getting the endless DLC. Not just in Injustice, but MultiVersus. It's Batman. There's gonna be Batman DLC in the Battle Pass. I bet you we get a seasonal Christmas Batman costume. I bet you it happens. It's gonna cost you $5, but I bet you it happens. Next up, Tony was asked about the influence when it came to the development of MultiVersus. What 2 games influenced the game the most? And to that, Tony said, that's an interesting question. I'm a combat designer because of Street Fighter and Guilty Gear. I basically play and go deep on most fighting games though. Melee was certainly important. So if you were ever wondering what influenced Tony from Player First Games in the making of this, those 3 games: Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, Super Smash Bros., Melee, which honestly are a great trifecta of fighting games. Timeless, I'd say. So Tony knows what he's talking about, and the gameplay we've seen so far, I think that backs it up. Now, this next question I'm going to try to not get too excited about because it's about tag team mechanics in MultiVersus. So Tony was asked, hey, will MultiVersus have a tag team mechanic? To that, Tony said, we're focused on 2v2, but we could make a tag mode. It requires some thought and some dev resources, but we'll see. So if you're like me and you missed the days of Mortal Kombat 9, never say never. Maybe if we're lucky, we can, hop in and out of battle between Shaggy and Scorpion. Keeping the door open, that's all I can ask for. Tony, you are the man. And speaking of keeping the door open, the release date, seems like as of January 20th, we still don't know exactly when the game is dropping. Now, GG Games on Twitter said, hey, Tony, I have a question. Do you have an approximate date of which month the game will be released? And to that, Tony said, we're still working and learning. The tests are to give us confidence we're making something that players will enjoy. Once we feel we're ready to release, we will. But for now, I don't know. Thanks for the question. So again, day by day, they're trying their best. They're looking at the feedback from the playtest they had earlier. I guess I was gonna say this month. It was in the middle of last month. It's been weeks now at this point. They don't know yet. They're playing it by ear, and I guess we are too. So 2022, but we still don't know, it seems. Have to wait and see. Now, speaking of also waiting and seeing, Tony was asked about Cartoon Network characters from the early 2000s, late 90s. Will they be featured in MultiVersus? And to that, Tony said, possibly. We'll have to wait and see. So I know a lot of you guys, me included, want to see a lot of these characters from Cartoon Network, Adult Swim featured in the roster. I think it's only a matter of time. I think the next few characters that get revealed are hopefully in that vein of characters, not just another Looney Tunes character, I would hope. So still want to see some more love for Cartoon Network. Crossing my fingers, guys. I want to see Courage the Cowardly Dog and Dexter. Even want to see the Powerpuff Girls. Like, there's endless options here. So I'm hoping, like I said, sooner rather than later, because so far there's like no love for Cartoon Network on the revealed roster, but let's hope that changes soon. Now, these last 2 questions are about the roster, the launch roster, the idea of battle passes, how many characters we get every season. Are there going to be seasons? What is the max amount of characters planned for MultiVersus now? First things first, in response to Skillet Head, Tony had to say, I think our approach is for the foreseeable future is we'll add as many characters as quickly as our dev team possibly can, with the limit being that each character must feel very unique and authentic to their source. Now, this is a statement he's echoed a few times in the past, so not too surprising to see again. But yes, endless options at this point in time. There's not a cap-off number at this point. Now, again, the second question is more about the actual launch roster. What is the launch roster? What is the end goal for MultiVersus? And, Tony kind of echoes the same statement again. He says, for the foreseeable future, we'll continue to make as many as we can while maintaining uniqueness and authenticity. I don't think there should be a limit as long as we maintain quality. So, boom, there you go. It seems like this game will be supported for as long as the team can continue to create characters that make sense, feel like their character, and we keep buying. So it's a win-win all around. This game is not going to have a 30 character cap, a 40 character cap. Who knows the actual cap at this point in time, how many characters are designed, but so far it seems like it's open-ended, and they want anyone they can get their hands on, even if they're not WB licensed characters. That's the reason why it's called MultiVersus, not like WB Smash Bros. So I'm excited. I really cannot wait for this game to get some more reveals, hopefully very soon. I know the official MultiVersus Twitter account is kind of teasing that maybe the playtest is kind of around the corner. They're saying things like, oh, we'll see you sooner than you think. So I'm hoping that if there is a new playtest by the end of this month, maybe beginning of next month, maybe a new character or 2 gets revealed and added to the playtest, because again, we only got one trailer and a 30-second clip of the actual in-game up to speed. So it's been pretty scarce lately when it comes to MultiVersus content, other than these tweets from our favorites director at Player First Games, Tony. But guys, that is all I got for y'all today. Another episode of #Tony Talk with Dynasty. What do you guys think of everything Tony's had to say over in the last couple of days? I think the last video was like on Monday, so this is everything Tony had to say of note from this week. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Would you want to see a tag mode in MultiVersus, reminiscent to the old Marvel games, MK9? Would you want to see Cartoon Network characters? If so, which ones do you want to see? Are you excited for this game to drop sometime this year? Battle passes, are you still kind of on the fence about that? Are you excited the game seems to not be necessarily a pay-to-win game? I know for me, this game's shaping up to be a lot better than I initially expected, so far, I am giving this game a thumbs up. But of course, till next time, I've been your host, Ben Dynasty. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, take a second, drop a like on the video. Of course, subscribe for some more content like this on the channel. Till next time, see you all in the next video. Peace.